John Hartt, and let's paint something today. Hey guys, so I'm back on this thing here and I'm gonna get right into it. I painted this last episode. It's gonna be 3 Bs, they're all gonna be a little different color. I think what I'm gonna do today is kind of tidy up the background, make it more solid. I think I'm just gonna make this a floor and keep that sky mostly purple. I wanna get these colors better. This is a dark, gnarly color that I don't really want in the finished piece. I want it more bright and vibrant, and they're all going to be more vibrant. I'll add some stripes, and I want to work on the expressions just a little more. They're kind of where I want to be, but I know this guy, I want him to be a little more unhappy or uneasy down there. So, because not everyone's happy, especially this little guy. So I think I'll start straight out with the floor. That's an easy one. I'll get some brown and some yellow and some white. And I think that's good enough for now. And I'll just get some of the clear stuff to help keep the paint wetter longer. And I'm just gonna dump these on the palette, on my pretty paper plate palette. There you go. And these 3 guys. That's the second time I've dropped that yellow today. It's some sort of omen. Maybe it's a creative hint from the world.
What colors are you working with today, huh?
I'm working with them all. I know we got the purple, the orange, no, it's yeah, kind of brown. I'm gonna make this brownish, like a wooden floor maybe. Yellow, red, and blue, but they're gonna sing a little more. Oh dear, we have the intern here cleaning up the mess I made. Thank you, young man.
Yes, boss.
Oh, this is so much fun. All right, I'm gonna get right at it. Let me get a little bit of this paint thinner on there. Not paint thinner, it's retarder. 2 different kinds, basically. And I'm just gonna get a little bit of that on the background. I want to get this floor kind of more believable. And the wings too, I think like bug wings, they're somewhat transparent, but they have like little dark veiny things in it. So I'm gonna go for that too, see how that comes out. But right now I'm just putting a little bit of this medium. One is matte medium and one is retarder. I'm just kind of mixing them together. So that should keep the canvas pretty wet and keep the paint wet longer and workable longer. So I'll go with this littler brush, which is still a pretty big brush. I used this brush this weekend on a mural. I had used this, and like 2 other brushes that were just a little bit bigger. And it was like an 8x8 wall. I got it done in 12 hours, man, and it looks dope, man. I love painting big stuff. And that was another one of those jobs where the customer says, can you just do whatever you want? I'm like, yes. Those are the best jobs, artists. This is like a red iron oxide. I want something a little darker too. I know I have, wait for it, it's Mars Violet. Nope, I'm getting there. I know you're here somewhere. Here we go. Burnt umber. That's just a darker brown. So I think burnt umber is the color of dark wood generally. Yeah. It's not as red. It's really kind of more of a brown. A lot of the browns are kind of closer to red, but this is just brown. So I just want to get it darker in the background and maybe darker under this dude, because that's going to be the shadow underneath him. And then I'm going to go, this shouldn't take too long, unless it does. I'm just going to get all these colors on here, kind of go back and forth. And I think what I'm trying to do is get that kind of feeling like this might be a wooden floor with the grain going this way, but we'll see how it works. And if it doesn't work that way, we'll just call it something else. A lot of this stuff I do, I feel like I go into the process or the project with one kind of goal, sort of like, oh, I want this to be this texture, and you start painting it and you realize then, oh, this is kind of looking like something else, so I'll kind of jump off board the original idea and hop on the new idea. So it's a lot of like the painting and the process is kind of leading the way, not so much my plan. And if any of you know me, my plans are very, what's that word they use in business? Not flexible, but flexible. I just never stick with the plan. And plans aren't need to be stuck to. Okay, that's kind of looking, but you know what? This kills me all the time. I feel like I lose the horizon. So this is, it looks like both ends are kind of going down. So I need to go more horizontal. And that little bit just helped me out there. That was bothering me. And I'm painting the sides too. And let me just get a little wipey down in there. And I might do that with the sky too, and not make it a sky, just make it a purple wall. Or a purple wall with a sky pattern on it. Nice yellow color, but I want more of this red in there too. So I'm going to use this dark red iron oxide and mix it with the yellow. And give a little, yeah, that's good. Let's give a little flavor there. Maybe I'll get some more grainy looking things going on there. Let's see how that works. Wood grainy, that's what I mean. Not grainy like sand grain. I have this tool I use on like bigger jobs, like mural jobs, when I want to get a wood grain effect. It's a wood graining tool, and you get the paint really wet, and while it's wet, you kind of roll it over there, and it gives you a really, really realistic wood grain. So that's one of my favorite tools when I'm doing that kind of thing. I did this painting for a local dude, and it was some paint. It was building a really giant project, but he was very happy with it. But I put on each of the buildings, I put different, like, unusual textures. Yeah, I like what this is going. And it looks like the paint's going over him, but it's in the background. We'll get a nice shadow under him. And now I'm adding this red. The burnt umber is really dark, and it might actually have some sort of black base. But this red iron oxide has a really nice red base. So I'm just kind of mixing them up a little bit. And it's okay mixing with the orange. We'll see. I don't know how it's reading on the video, but who knows. Trying to get some nice thin kind of random grainy things going on here. That's what I need to do, is get these thin random grainy things and not blend them in. I'll blend them in a little bit. I tend to overblend sometimes. But I think that's good enough. Let me make it a little lighter over here. Yeah, and especially lighter. I like putting the lighter things right next to the shadow to kind of help the viewer see where the shadow ends or where the shadow's fading out. Ooh, and we're already drying a little bit, which is fine. So it's kind of nice. And I think it needs to be a little darker here too. Yeah. And now that I think of it, I don't want the shadow going all the way down there. I want the shadow like right there. I think that'll be a little more believable. Right there. There we go. And get the shadow over here a little more too. Okay, that's believable. Believable! That's the word of the day, believable. Not believable as in you would go down the road and see three bees standing atop each other, but believable as this physically looks like it is working right with the shadows and where things are placed. Okay, I'm just gonna blend these just a little bit. I don't want to spend too much time on here. So that almost looks like kind of a maybe sand or something. No, it looks more like a floor. I don't know what it is. Okay, we got some of the dark lines in there that are just being blended a little bit. And that's good enough for now. Except for this. I want to add more of this color. I always say that. It's like, that's good enough now. Then I just throw more paint on it. But that's good enough for now. And you know what? I don't even think I'm going to futz with the background because I like the purple background. I don't want it too detailed or anything. And it looks good. It's the right color. So background, you're done. So let me move on to a different palette. I think I want to work on Mr. Blue Bee the first. Because he's kind of underneath, so I can paint the shadows, and then whatever is going on here, I can paint right over him. So I want him a lot brighter. I might use a little bit of the turquoise. I don't use that too often. I'll use the turquoise for kind of the lighter area, and maybe this cerulean blue. Yeah, let's try that. So I'm going to put this brown palette down here, or that's more of an earth tones palette. And a little blue, and I need to get this thing unclogged. I'm gonna get me another unclogger. Put it right there. I got that pretty phthalo turquoise. I love that. So, yeah, we're gonna make some magic here with these colors, I think. And I might add another blue, but I'll just wait to see what happens. This seems like a nice brush. A little smaller than the last one. All right. So, okay, yeah, that's nice and dark over that. See, I'm kind of going over the, it's a little darker here, but it's also kind of got brown in it, and like, it seems kind of black, and I kind of want to get, I'm just doing the edges where it's going to be dark, under the eyes where there's going to be a shadow, the edges, and right here where there's going to be a shadow. And you see I painted over this red guy because he was trooping down too much. trooping down? I think it's drooping down, gentlemen. Thanks for correcting yourself. And you know what? I need to get some retarder on here too, because I don't want this stuff to dry. I want to get right at it and start blending this next to it. Yeah, this already started to dry, just a little bit, but that's okay. And then I'm gonna get some white here. And remember this, I think I talked about this last time. This is just a sphere, so dark around the edges, light in the front. Easy peasy. Until it isn't, but it's pretty easy peasy. Sometimes easy peasy turns into, oh God, what the hell did I do? It was supposed to be easy peasy. Yeah, I like what's going on here. Okay, and I gotta mind his expression too, because he has kind of a screwed up expression, like, oh God, what are you doing to me? And I like his big lip on the bottom. I kind of like these guys have big lips. I normally don't do big lips, but let's go that direction, see what happens. I think I want to have a better selection of brushes on hand. That's what I want, but guess what? What is that thing that Mick Jagger said it? You can't always get what you want. I think it was him. Yeah, it was. Him and his buddies. So I feel like this expression needs to be more like going down. That's a little better. But I feel like, let's see, like I need some, I feel like, let me futz with this a little bit, then I'll tell you what I feel like. And that layer of blue I just put down, I'm just going back with the same brush and just mixing it next to the other blues, just so it kind of looks a little blended in a bit. Not perfect, but blended in enough. And kind of go back up here, blend that white around. And I think the more you do it, the more kind of standy out it looks, but I'm not gonna go too much because I want to move on to the wings. If I was the wings, which I are, I'm gonna keep this because this is my thought on the wings. The wings are transparent and they have a purple background. So I'm gonna make it like a light purple and see how that works. Almost a white. And I'm gonna use this quindacarone violet and see how that works. And I think what I might do is mix some of this on the palette. So let me just put a smidge of this purple in there. I don't like that purple. Let's try the dioxin violet. Let's see. I think that'll give me the purple I'm looking for. This last one just had a lot of the quindacarone. It had a lot of red in it, and I don't want too much red. So I'm going to do that again. Just get a little bit of white. Like enough white, and then just a dot of this purple. That's the purple I'm looking for. And actually, that's what I'm gonna do. Now, so that's the base purple. I'm gonna make this super light. And the more I think about it, the more it's just going to be like white with barely a hint of purple. And I think what I'm going to do and more pure white on it. Let's go randomness because I think feel like I'm just playing now until I feel whatever what I'm doing is right, and I think I'm going in the right direction. I think I'm just trying to find that right shade of purple, of super light purple, but it needs to have specks of like white and purple. Yeah, I think that's where I need to be. And I believe, you know what? I really like this. It's not what it's not what I was expecting, but I like kind of the random marks in it. And it looks like it might kind of be a different type of wing. So let me try one more thing on this wing, and if I like it, I'll do it to the rest of them. I'm gonna take some of this black and see if I can make really, really, really thin lines. And this is a pretty thin brush. You know what? I have some liner brushes over here. I'll be back. If I could do this, I'm just gonna make a little bit of the medium and just a drop of water. I feel like I need this pretty thin. And let's see. And I'll use this doohickey to steady my hand. The pool stick. We have a pool table in our basement. We used to have a bumper pool table. Oh, that's what I want to do. Kind of a brokenish looking line. I think that's it. Yeah, and I kind of think that's the right consistency. Let's see. Dude, I love this thin brush. Ooh, look at me and my toys. Let's try this too, see if it works. I feel like I should have a reference of a wing, but let me wing it. No pun intended. So, yeah, let's just kind of make these random structurally things. I feel like there's some sort of pattern to it. I think this is good. Yeah, that's good enough. I like that. I'm quite happy with it. So I'm going to do 5 more wings as quick as I possibly can. I think I used this brush for the white. Did I? Let's see. So. good. Wings, done. Done. Next, red. I need a red palette. Red palette. Let's see. I'm gonna go for my old reliable Queen Macaron, magenta, and cadmium red. See how that works. I haven't done that combination in a while. You know, I was sitting and painting, and then I realized I'm standing up, and now I'm walking around, and my poor cameraman is probably gonna be having fits, trying to figure out where's this dude going next. I don't know if the cameraman's poor, but you know. All right, red and macaron magenta. Let's just get those back in there. A little bit of white. Always have a little bit of white on there. And I'm just gonna make a little bit of retarder, and that should be enough. I'll put this blue down there, I might need it later. Maybe I'll use a bigger brush. Yeah, this is the one I did the yellow with. Alright, he's got a nice, he's just content. That's good enough. So I'm gonna do the same thing like I did on the blue guy. I'm gonna just get the edges outlined, figure out where the shadow is. And that's nice, I'm kind of picking up some of the magenta, and it's coming in the middle, and it's working really good. It's working really good. Got these harder, darker shadows under the eye. And right now I'm wondering, where is my light source? It's kind of right here, so it's not a difficult light source. And it's easy too when you have a straight on light source, it's easy to remember. But if you have a hard, like, bright light source, or even a light source coming from the bottom, you really have to rethink how your shapes are sitting next to or on other shapes. So just always default to the light source up front if you don't have a solid plan. That could be a little chin, maybe. Okay. You know what? I think that's kind of good enough. Yeah. That's good enough. All right, and then I'm gonna stick with yellow. I was gonna make it hard orange, but I think I'm gonna keep the top guy yellow. So I'm gonna get a little bit of paint on there. I wanna get some, oh wait, I have a lot of yellow on here, so this will be my yellow palette. It'll be my yellow/brown palette. I have the Indian yellow on there, which is transparent, but I want to get some opaque yellow. That's transparent. I think this is cadmium. Cadmium is opaque. Put a little bit on there. This is really clogged up. That was a little tiny stream coming out there. Next time it'll be totally clogged. And I think I'll stick with the same brush. Yeah, he's pretty yellow already, but it's kind of muddy down here. I think maybe I'll use this red iron oxide for for the dark parts. We'll see. I kind of did some detail on the mouth already, which I need to fix up, but I think that's okay. Or I think I might change my mind. That looks okay. No, I'm gonna change my mind. I'm gonna use the quinacridone red. Quinacridone magenta for the dark parts. Ooh, put too much on that time. That's all right. I love buying paint. I love putting in a paint order at, in this case, Nova Color, but wherever I get paint. Okay, so it's going to be the same dark that I used on the red. So I'm going to use this dark for the shadow parts. So I'm just doing the edges with the dark. That looks good-ish, but I think if I get a nice darkness here in between the teeth, here's a nice gap in your teeth, buddy. There you go. And maybe make a few little cracks going up the side and maybe in the back. And a little shadow right under that. That looks too uniform, but we'll fix that. I just finished a piece. Where was it? I think it was on the mural, and I got really detail-y in the teeth, and it was really cool. I put like cracks and highlight, you know, the highlights and the cracks and like little divots in there. It looked really gnarly. But you don't want gnarly teeth, do you, Bumblebee? You're too happy to have gnarly teeth. But that's good. It is. Let me say it again. It's good enough. I'm done. I'm done with the details. Okay. He's done. He's done. He's done. I have to do eyeballs, and I'll be done. So I think I'll stick with this palette. I'm gonna stick with. I think I'll use a little bit of black and a little bit of blue, and I think that'll be fine. And all that stuff is on my palette, so I think what I'll do first is figure it out on one of these and then do the others the same. So I think, let me get, this is the gnarly brush. I don't care if it's a gnarly brush, I like gnarly brushes. I'm getting some of this retarder on here. get around the edge. And it's kind of done, all right? I mean, it's one more sphere. It's almost done. I just got to kind of tighten it up a little bit. So I guess I'm using whatever blue this was on my palette. I believe it is phthalo blue. And I'm gonna put right up. I'm going right over the eyeball just because I know I'm gonna paint him again. Let's see if I can use a bigger brush. I usually have better luck with bigger brushes. Whiter, but whatever. I'm going to. So his eyeball is going to be the same kind of basic color as his skin. He's Mr. Would that make him monochromatic? I think it would. Does monochromatic? I think monochromatic means one color, one base color, not without color. Without color means there's a word for that too. Grayscale, something like that. I kind of like this. So what I'm doing is I'm kind of going back and forth. I'm doing dark around the edges and light in the foreground, and I'm kind of blending them together. And I'm going to do it a couple of times and see where we go. Yeah, I kind of like it more dramatic like that. He looks quite distressed. And I'm wondering maybe what I should do to make him more distressed. I wonder if, I'm gonna do a little test thing now. If he'll look more distressed if his pupil's bigger. Yes, he does. That's the solution. There you go. And I think there's like science behind there. I left my science hat somewhere else, but I think, when you're surprised or you're frightened or you're excited, I think your pupils are supposed to get bigger. But let me wipe that off because it's just gonna be problematic when I do it.
Monochromatic, containing or using only one color.
You see, I used the right color, right word for one color. Alright, it's pretty nice. Alright, I'm going to do the same thing on all of them. And his pupil's going to be big. And guys, how do we make an eyeball work? Get a dot of white. Let me get that reflection, that reflection, that reflection, that reflection. Oops, a little more, and two more reflections. Reflection and that reflection. Ta-da! You know what? I think I'm going to add a little bit of feet action. And I think that'll be an easy do. Just not important, just little tiny. And I got a foot here. Yeah, that's good enough. That works. Foot action here. Foot action here. Foot action, that could be referred to as anything. You could read into that anyhow. And look at me, I'm planting seeds. Perfect. That's better. All right. 1, 2, 3. 3 friends. Let's call this one done. Yeah, let's call this one done. So very cool. So this is where we are. We started off trying to do the bee thing, and it transmogrified into maybe fruit flies or maybe gumballs with wings. It transmogrified into something. Today we basically added color to what was there, and it's working. Let me step back. Yeah, it's working. I like it. The expressions are right. The eyes are right. The shadows are right. All right. It's believable. Hey guys, good seeing you today. Thanks for checking in and watching me do my stuff here. If you're an artist or a painter or whatever your outlet is, do it. Do it now. Do it today. Do something wonderful.